guess what?
What?
You'll never guess what I've found.
A paper.
Well, it's in the Nottingham Post again. This just
It's not a paper then.
This just keeps giving. It says explosive deals. Do you know how we've always said that Theresa May,
yeah.
Donald Trump, Emmanuel Macron, right, these are who they are this week, George Bush, Hillary Clinton, Barack Hussein Obama,
Blair,
Bush, Cameron, right, they all work for what?
arms dealers.
Arms dealers, weapons manufacturers, yeah, because war is big business. So here's some explosive deals, and he hadn't seen this yet. And it says how the UK government makes billions trading weapons overseas. Well, get the out of here. I never knew. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's obvious. They don't work for us. They work for weapons manufacturers, arms dealers. It says the 10 countries the UK sold the most bombs and other explosive devices to in 2017. It's 2018 now. Right? Saudi Arabia. How many billion? 1? No.
5.
A little bit more than that. 837.6
billion.
Million.
Oh.
Million. Okay. That's nearly a billion, yeah? USA. 2 million? No, 18.2 million to the USA. Right, France is a good one. No, not 2 again. 41.3 million pounds worth of bombs and explosives to France. Turkey, 19.4 million. I can't believe this. To Afghanistan, 19.1 million pounds of arms. Yeah? Also, Thailand. Yeah, I'm wearing a Thailand t-shirt, you see? 10.2 million to Thailand. Right, South Korea, 11.4 million to South Korea. Malaysia, 29.5 million pounds worth of weapons to Malaysia. Indonesia, 37 million pounds. Total amount made by selling military arms overseas by the British government. The British government, treasonous May and their cronies, yeah, who's supposed to be our public servants, right? 5.6 billion, of which 1.3 billion was made by selling bombs. Who are the real terrorists?
Government!
Who are the real terrorists?
Government, every time.
I can't believe I've just come across this. It says the government sold £2.8 billion worth of aircraft overseas last year. The government sold £2.8 billion worth of aircrafts. I thought the government's here for us, mate.
No.
They're not, are they?
Government, control, mind.
In plain sight.
Oh, that was something that was in the papers over the past week or so.
Has it got to do with weapons?
Sort of.
Has it got to do with the government?
Yes.
Go for it.
That any MPs now that get caught fiddling their expenses cannot be named.
I wouldn't even want a job in the government. Check this out. And feel free to jump in whenever you like. I cannot believe this. Call this something like the KaK M Show explosive deals. Are explosive deals on offer by our government? It says, this is by Alice Chachia. Experts are legally challenging the government's sales of arms to Saudi Arabia. Bearing in mind, Boris Johnson was over there selling them weapons. He was also in Afghanistan when the thing got turned over. It's raining. We don't mind, we're getting wet. Did you want the windows up? Let's turn the key. It's still warm, it's still 27 degrees even though it's chucking it down with rain. Well, yeah, that's fine. Honestly, I really can't believe it's in plain sight, and this absolutely proves outright that they don't work for us. They protect people who rape bloody kids, for God's sake, or for jar's sake, whoever you prefer. I never thought I'd see this in front of me.
You've got to remember, they like to put it in plain sight because that's their way of telling you what they're doing, and then if you don't say anything about it, well, they told you, you didn't say anything, so we did it.
So the British government are selling weapons and bombs and explosives, right? That's global terrorism.
Yeah.
In fact, that's wholesale murder, because that's what's going to happen. You know, Saudi Arabia, when Boris went over there and he was like, oh yeah, I'll sell you plenty of tons of weapons, just give me a few £1 billion.
Yeah.
Who's making money? They're not the British public on this, although the British public wouldn't want to make money. What is it? With every time we start speaking, everybody comes and parks right next to us. Must be some kind of magnetic attraction. Anyway, Saudi Arabia have decimated an entire country. We're not like this once
what
ago.
you need to ask is, who are they going to use the weapons on?
Other people.
Yeah, well, other people from different countries or from the same country?
Well, Saudi Arabia, they've just bombed,
Who have an excellent human rights record,
they've
by the way,
bombed the heaven out of the Yemen, and there's cholera and typhoid and all sorts
for
there
no
now.
reason whatsoever.
And Boris, our servant, oh, the lovely, wonderful, cuddly Boris, who's going to be the next Prime Minister when the house streets are out. Work for weapons manufacturers. Don't you get this yet, people? Seriously. And we're all putting up with this. They're not public servants. I can't reiterate this enough. Check this out. More than £3.5 million worth of bombs and other explosives are being sold overseas every day by the British government. Yeah? New analysis for figures from the Department of International Trade showed the UK government sold £1.3 billion worth of bombs, torpedoes, rockets, missiles in 2017. Saudi Arabia was by far the biggest buyer, accounting for £837.6 million of total sales, or 64%. Who's best mates with the Saudi royal family?
Prince Philip.
And?
Theresa May.
Charles and Philip and Queenie. Charles, he wears the rags he puts on his head, and haven't they got human rights violations and stuff? And apparently women can't drive, and people are still stoned to death and stuff there. And our servants, the British government, are doing weapons deals. £837.6 million worth of weapons to a load of criminals and crooks. By a load of criminals and crooks.
There we go. See the connection now. Criminals to criminals.
Seriously? I knew it was going on, but I didn't think they'd ever put it in the paper like this. Normally this is just all lies. This is a local paper, Nottingham Post.
Well,
This is despite rising concern over Saudi military intervention in the Yemen civil war. I told you, didn't I? Well, you told me. Dubbed one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world by anti-arms trades groups.
and so the British Terrorist Corporation thought, we can sell them some weapons then.
So just last month, arms sales watchdog, the Balkan Investigative Reporting Network, warned arms and ammunition supplied to Saudi Arabia were being diverted to third-party proxy fighters, including terror groups like Al-Qaeda. They supply them direct anyway.
It was going direct.
This is absolutely blown my mind up. The UK isn't just selling Saudi regime arms, it has offered an uncritical political support to the destruction. What? When arms are sold, we don't know how they will be used, or who they will be used against, says the British government spokesperson.
Well, that's very unconsiderate of them, isn't it?
Absolutely. He says the arms sales that the British government is supporting today could be used in human rights abuses for years to come. Whoopee-wee.
You could get a £1,000 fine if you don't register to vote, don't have a TV licence. You may.
Or may not.
Could or could not.
What was your choice? The UK has armed and supported human rights abusing regimes and dictatorships across the world for centuries.
Yes.
It says the UK government takes its export control responsibilities. So, you know, when Trump comes and Theresa May goes here and Boris goes there, and when they say that they're doing trade...
Yeah, now you know what they're trading.
Now you know what they're trading in. Weapons of mass destruction to murder people.
Lives.
Wholesale murder by the British government in plain sight. Bastardos. Bad enough. Seriously? What's going on this planet? Government. Told you, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
And you thought we
In
were making
plain
all this
sight.
up?